YouTube, what's up? What's up, YouTube? Oh, I gotta get my camera right. As you can see, I'm not driving in my Peterbilt. I'm driving in my Audi A4. On my way to my girls. Anyway, quick update about the Peterbilt. There is no update. Zero, nothing, zilch, nada. I'm speaking with the gentleman last night. I considered him a gentleman because he was really nice about it. He's like, it could be up to 3 weeks. I said, whoa, 3 weeks. Yeah, we got 6 prime trucks and we got a few others sitting in the parking lot. So yeah, I noticed all that move coming on in. He's like, but I'll diagnose it, and if it's a sensor, I'll keep you posted. You know, we'll get it done for you sooner. Well, if it's something a little bit more major, then you're gonna have to be patient about it. The life of a trucker, folks. Life of a Peterbilt that seems to run fine with a check engine light on. So, initially Road Assist thought it was a fuel filter. I think I mentioned it in my other video. I said, there's no way. I just changed the fuel filter 3 weeks ago. So I got with Van, who was the rep with Peterbilt. Again, I did say this yesterday, but I'm repeating it for those who are latecomers and just stumbled upon it. He said, no, the code is some kind of fuel pressure valve. So we'll keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't take 3 weeks, but if it does, I'm home. I'll hang out, relax, but it's going to kill my overall year on the amount of money I'm going to make. Now, I'm assuming with the numbers that I put together for last week, I had the best week I ever had as a trucker. I'm talking about over $7,000 in revenue to the truck. Hell of a week. Great lanes, fantastic rates. I had 2 loads that was a drop that day, pick up, and a drop the same day. 2 of those. And a couple of ones that were over 2,500. So I'm looking forward to a big week and pad my e-fund. But getting back to the Peterbilt, I'm not happy about it. And you know what? You've been hearing me now for a month. I'm still optimistic that it's going to be a quick fix. Again, there is a supply chain shortage, and I got to keep that in mind that they just can't get parts. And that's a whole nother topic in a whole nother video. I don't know how all of a sudden within the last few months these parts are impossible to get. So I guess your guess is as good as my guess why that's happening. But as I said, I'm on my way to my girl. I'm surprised her with a bouquet of flowers, take her out to dinner, hang out, talk, catch up, maybe some loving, maybe. But I got to be back at my apartment because I got to drop this car off tomorrow for, I got an oil leak, slight oil leak, so I want to get that resolved. That's how I am with my vehicles, by the way. As soon as there's a problem arises, I get it fixed automatically. So we're going to take care of that. What else? Couldn't get out of bed today. I was in and out. I was dragging butt all day. I don't know if that happens to you guys when you come off the road like that, but I could have sworn I was in my truck and I had to, so I woke up like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, and then I realized I was in my bed, not the Peterbilt's bed. So that was a fake out, but managed to go back to sleep. Just mulling around all day. So I don't know if I'm going to be home for 7 days or 3 weeks. Now, another issue I had is I messaged Road Assist about my compensation for my last breakdown while I was in Springfield, and all I'm hearing is chirping. So if anybody has any insight on how to get compensated, because it seems to be all quiet on the Western Front about getting compensated my $225 for the breakdown, I would love to hear back from you, but believe me, I'll raise a flag on that. So I ain't stressing about $220 a day. Yes, it's money, and I will get it one way or another. Yeah, so I don't know how many, I don't know what kind of videos I'm going to be making during home time. I plan on getting throwing my drone up in the air. I forgot to take it with me last time. But I just got to find a really good location to fly that drone. I know that's whatever. I don't live in a really great scenic area where there's streams and rivers, and I do live where there's oceans though, so that can be kind of cool to capture. But I'm thinking about getting another device, another camera. DJI makes a really good camera. Like, I don't like the GoPro Black 9. It absolutely has nothing but problems. It overheats even in the wintertime. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe upgrade something. But again, getting back to, I did order a Peterbilt online today. It did say that, you know, it did have a notice, I forget exactly what it said, something about that right now they're not taking any orders, but I was allowed to go ahead and fill out the application, so I filled out the application. So they didn't offer the aero package like my buddy No Hippie Trucking and Transportation has. They didn't have that offered. They had the air ride, which I'm going to get. I'm not getting the disc brakes. Got the keyless entry. You know what? Now that I think about it, I didn't even see the HID lights. So I don't know if that comes standard now, or I don't know if that application's really real. I might have to, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Success Lease contacts me about that. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to order this truck, and even if I got to sit this truck for 6 months until this lease that I'm currently in expires, I'll do that. Of course, I'll try to find a driver. Now, I don't know if I can find a driver for my current lease truck. I don't know if Prime will let that happen. Maybe I'll just put somebody in a new truck if it all works out, and then kick them out when this lease is up. I don't know. There's some questions. Maybe I was a little apprehensive in ordering it because I really want a new truck. I want my own truck. You know, I really do want my own truck. I'm thinking about going to Landstar with the truck, so they could take 35% of my earnings. I don't see what the big snafu about going to Landstar is. I think the only thing I see that's positive is that you can get loads to Alaska if you want. Maybe coming out of Alaska may be a little difficult. Yeah, you can run, you know, all kidding aside and being sarcastic, you can run your own freight lanes. You know, you can run whenever you want, however you want. No one's breaking your chops. I don't like the sitting duck thing that they have. In other words, you got to park in a truck parking space. You know, sometimes at night you don't find any spaces and you're forced to. Now, I've only done this once in 2 years, where I had to find a ramp, an off ramp to park for the night. Twice, actually. Once with my trainer and once by myself. And the cop did eventually knock on my door and say, "Get out of there." But yeah, they got that sitting duck policy where you have to be in a parking space. And as a solo operator, you know, if you want to run till like 11, 12 o'clock at night, you may be in trouble. Because evidently Landstar's got people snitching on you. Because they got nothing else better to do than rat on their own drivers. Rats. I call them rats in New York. Rats. How do you do that to your own colleagues? Rat them out for sitting on the side of the road. What are we, 10 years old that we got to rat people out? And what is that policy with Landstar about? Now, I'm assuming they had a really bad accident. Something happened and they got sued from here to the end of the earth. And they lost the lawsuit and they had to pay out. Now they don't want their drivers on an off-ramp. But hey, listen, again, sometimes there's just no parking. I mean, you can't even park on the exit or the entrance of a rest area. You've got to be in a physical spot. So I don't like that. I don't know why I'm hemming and hawing on that, but I don't like that concept whatsoever. I don't like the fact that they take 35%, where at Prime, they take 28%. So, and if you bring your own trailer to Landstar, they only give you 77% for that trailer. If I go out and buy a trailer in this market at $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, they're only gonna give me 7% more. So what's my incentive to get a trailer? There is none. The only way I'd get a trailer is if I started my own MC. And starting your own authority you know, these companies that take 30%, I understand why they're taking it. I'm not opposed to them taking it because they deal with the permits, all that back office stuff that, you know, we as lease operators don't have to deal with. And as an owner-op going out by yourself, you have to pay all the IFTA taxes, the permits, all that stuff that we don't have to deal with. It's get taken care of by Prime or Landstar or another company like Mercer. So I can understand that. I'm totally for that. So as an owner-op, again, I don't see the advantage of owning your own truck because you still got to go off the load boards. All right, now let's get back to Landstar versus Prime. Yeah, maybe the freight rates are better right now for dry van. And again, you can run a route wherever you want. I mean, that's the drawback with Prime. Prime, you're kind of dispatched and you got to go to that area. You don't have to. You can turn it down, but, you know, I would advise turning down loads. Unless there's always reasons. I've only turned down 2 loads in my entire 2 years out here. I got to take the good with the bad with the good. You know, that's just the way the world works. But with that being said, I'm getting a better payout from Prime than I am at Landstar, and I don't own a truck. You've got to go to Landstar with a truck. You can't, you know, I think Prime was allowing people to take their trucks from Prime and bring it to another company as long as the company was willing to take the money out of your settlement each week and pay them. Well, I was kind of watching the Landstar video today, and you cannot do that. So you would have to go to a refinance company, have them pay off the loan, and then pay the refinance company back yourself. So Landstar doesn't allow you to take your truck from any company, whether it's Schneider or Prime, and take the money out of your settlement each week. So that's a no-no. Again, I'm not poo-pooing anybody that's gone to Landstar. I know it's been a big hot topic of late. I just don't see the advantage of leaving Prime to go to Landstar. I really don't. And it can be an argument. It's a great debate. And I'm all for debating. And yes, you do get a little more freedom with Landstar, but you're only getting 68% of the line haul. Yes, more loads. I understand that. Probably better paying loads. I get that. Now, if you own a reefer trailer by chance, they will give you 75% payout. That's not bad. So evidently you can run reefer with Landstar. It's something new that I learned today. Because I want to educate myself. Because I always like to keep all my options open and go from there. But as of right now, I love, you know, I hate to say I love Prime because it sounds so cheesy. But Prime and we have a good relationship. You know, again, it comes down to your dispatcher, your FM, your fleet manager. And so far, my fleet manager and we're on the same page. I mean, he really takes care of me. You know, I know this sounds, you know, really small and maybe it doesn't hold much value to this guy, but I came home to a Christmas card from him. Now, I don't know. I'm not saying that nobody else receives that. And I don't, you know, it's handwritten too. So I found that to be really cool. You know, he doesn't give me much accolades. We don't talk. Again, I've only talked to the guy 5-6 times in 2 years on the phone. I don't know if he's married. I don't know if he has kids. I don't know if he has an apartment or a house. I know nothing about him. He knows nothing about me, and that's fine. Now, we have a business relationship. You know, he did send me an email telling me I'm one of his top drivers on his team. Keep up the good work. You know, congratulated me on my 2-year safety award, whatever that may come out to be. I have no idea. And thanks for letting me in. So again, I just don't see the advantage of Landstar. I don't live in the best area for a Landstar. I live on Long Island. It's probably not a lot of freight. You know, I'd have to go to upstate New York to get freight and whatever the case may be. But again, I'm sorry to bore you guys. And anybody who's, you know, up in the air about trucking and hearing all this stuff, Prime's a great company. Now, you've heard it from me, you've heard it from Drivers Lineup, you've heard it from other people. And then you also have heard the opposite. Prime sucks, Prime's this, Prime's that. Everybody's experience is going to be different. Do you got to fight sometimes for something that you want? Yes, absolutely, but that's what life's about. Nothing comes to you on a silver platter. And is it getting old that we keep talking about, how good Prime is? Prime is a good company. Are they perfect? No, but tell me, again, find me a company that's perfect in this world, and I will call the BS on it. Prime's not perfect. But again, it's perfect for me. It fits me. I have no problem going home. I have no problem with making money. Where else are you going to go get a new truck without credit or money down? Tell me. And I'll look at it. Is it Snyder? Maybe. I don't know. I've heard some stuff about them. But again, if you're thinking about coming into trucking, especially as an older person, Prime's a great company. And one of the reasons why I went wasn't about the money initially, because you can't chase money. If you love and you like something and you do something good, a good job at it, the money will come. I went to Prime for one reason. That was the training program. It was 50,000 miles at the time. And I just can never see anybody or any company who gives keys to their drivers after 2-3 weeks on the road. I just can't wrap my head around it. That is just taking really bad chances. And then you see that kind of stuff. They have no fuel island etiquette. They switch lanes with no blinkers. I mean, I was watching a guy last night on 80 going east, in and out of lanes, in the third lane. Dude, you can't put your truck in the left lane on a interstate. It's against the law, only to pass. And this part of 80 had 3 lanes. So there was no reason why he was jumping lanes like he was driving his car to the mall. Can't do that. But again, I went there specifically for one reason only, was to get my training, get my CDL. I chose not to go to school and spend the $6,000-$7,000. And again, for me, money is not an issue. I'm not saying that schools are not good. Schools are good, but it's going to cost you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. For a year commitment to Prime, I was able to get my CDL, and a year goes by like that. So why not? Why not get trained by a company? Get your CDL, go on the road, and earn a good living. Again, you could build a fleet with Prime, at Prime. You could do the same at Landstar. But their criteria is tough. Like even though I passed my hazmat test, for some reason, this happened during the 19, I sent in all my paperwork to the state of New York. I never heard anything back. And my license still doesn't have the endorsement. So, and I'm not pursuing it. But at Landstar, you have to have a hazmat endorsement. You never have to pull it, or you never have to, pull hazmat, but you have to have the endorsement. I don't want to pull hazmat. I have no intentions of pulling hazmat. With Prime, you have to pass their hazmat test every 2 years. I just took it. It's 25 questions. And I questioned my fleet manager about that, and he said, yeah, you can pull hazmat without being licensed or endorsement up to 1,000 pounds, up to 1,001 pound. Anything up to 1,001 pound, you can pull, legally, you can pull hazmat with a CDL. So, but I don't want to do that. So again, in your research, folks, I don't see anything negative about Prime. Again, it could be a great startup company where you come there, get your experience, and then move on to wherever you want to move on to. You know, if I was younger, I would definitely do flatbed, because the upside in flatbed is a lot higher than a reefer. You can go up a series of steps, and that's a unique skill set. Securement is very important. You know, I know a guy that hauls steel, and he does beyond phenomenal. I know another person that does oversize. But with flatbed, also, you gotta look at the market conditions. There's gonna be good days, good years, and there's gonna be terrible years. So I chose reefer because I'm an old man. You don't have to do much. And it's food. It'll never go away. Until people stop eating food, reefer will always be a truck that runs. There is no slowdowns. And Prime is the biggest logistics carrier of food in the country. So that's my rant for today. I'm on the Long Island Expressway, 495 going west, and I'm about to hit some traffic here. Welcome to New York. And that's it. So I will not be making a lot of videos, but I will keep you guys, my subscribers. Thank you for all the subscribers. I'm up to 362. I can't believe 362 people are interested in this big man and what he has to say. But you know what? It's the way of the world today, social media. So why not utilize it? Why not spread the message? And the message, positivity. It's reality. It's my reality. It's what I'm experiencing as an older person who's a truck driver for a mega carrier. And I'm happy. And to be honest with you, I love my job. It's one of the best jobs I've ever had. Well, how do you say that? Well, it's not the best money-making job I've ever had, but it's the best job I've ever had for one reason only. As long as you get your load there safely and on time, you don't hear anybody chirping in your ear. Period, the end. If you can show any company that you're responsible, you're careful, in the trucking world, you will do well, you will work, and nobody will bother you. And that's important, right? Because there was endless quotas and deadlines and meetings and conference calls and cold calls and meetings and rinse and repeat. Endless. The stress levels, for anybody who's been in the corporate world, are exceedingly high. Where in this business, trucking, there's great money, very good money, and nobody bothers you. You can't ask for anything better than that. It's not the healthiest, but neither is sales. You know, I don't get to go home every night. That does kind of suck, but I'm used to it now. I'm used to not being home for 6, 7, 8 weeks at a time. Initially, it bothered me, you know. My whole life kind of changed. But my office view is phenomenal every day. I've got an 8-foot window. One day I'm seeing mountains, the next day I'm seeing lakes, and all that in the same day. So that's priceless. That being said, BigH is out. Stay safe, make great decisions, and remember, get out if you're not sure that you're going to hit something, and look around. Peace. Peace.